Hello everybody and welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. I'm so happy that you're here with me tonight at live at 5 here on Facebook for Tutorial Tuesday. And I have a really funful to share with you tonight. So I'm hoping that you'll pop on. And if you're unable to watch me at my new time here live, then please catch the replay anytime and leave me a comment. Let me know that you've watched or that you are watching. I'd love to know who's with me, where you're from. Yeah, so let me know you're here. So something interesting happened yesterday on Facebook here. I got notified that I was being changed. Hi, Gail. I was being switched to the new Pages Facebook experience. So of course, anything new, there's a learning curve. So I'm hoping everything is set up properly here on my live and that I'm in the right place and I'm not on some other page streaming. So here's hoping. All right, I almost got put into, hi Tina, into Facebook jail just trying to post a reminder telling you guys I'd be live at 5. So I won't be doing that anymore. We don't want to go into Facebook jail, so I'll figure out a workaround for that. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Hopefully you've been following along on my blog and seeing my posts. This week I am featuring this super adorable, amazingly cute, Happier Than Happy stamp set, and it's coordinating product suite. So not only the stamp set, but we have the super fun, wrong way, Happy Forest dies, adorable. We've got the Happy Forest Friends Designer Series paper and the really awesome twill ribbon that comes in Old Olive and Sahara Sand. And this ribbon is really nice to work with. I love the element that it adds to our projects. So I'm featuring that all week. I've posted Monday, I have a super cute baby card on my blog. And tonight I've got a really fun fold to share with you. I also posted on my blog yesterday as part of a blog hop that my customer cards for July, my thank you cards, all feature this cute little set too. And each card looks completely different. It's got a whole different feel to it because this set is really versatile. So if you are at all interested in finding this one, you can find it in your annual catalog, page 46. And what's really cool is the whole product suite is under $100. So you can get the whole suite for $94 and get a celebration item. So now is the perfect time to buy these super cute guys. All right, so one thing touching on celebration. Hello, Bev. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to touch on celebration just real brief. I just want to make sure that I point out to all of you, whether you're watching live or the replay, that celebration goes for July and August. But the products in the brochure, so the ones found in this little catalog here, they're only available while supplies last. And I'm sad to tell you that the pool party and soft seafoam envelopes, these guys right here that are free with a $60 order, are already sold out. So if those were on your wish list, you're gonna have to find something else because they're already gone. They were super popular and I just got notified right before I got on here that they were already sold out. So that's just a little FYI. If there's anything that you really want from that catalog, that free brochure, please get your order in soon so that you don't miss out. Yeah. Okay, that's enough about that. So let me flip my camera down and we're going to talk, or we're not going to talk, we're going to create a really fun fold card for you tonight. Hopefully, if you've been watching along on my blog this month, you've noticed that I posted last Friday that each Friday of the week for July, I'm going to be featuring a Christmas in July card. So I am going to be working on creating a card for Christmas featuring this stamp set. So tune in on Friday to createwithbirdsnest.ca and you'll check out my blog post and see what kind of Christmas card we come up with Happier Than Happy. All right, so here's our card we're going to create tonight. And I do have my comments up, so please, I am watching them. So say hello if you have any questions along the way. I love to communicate with you through this live video. So this is our card, and the fun of it is it's just like a partial open. It's like this. So you see part of it. I think it's so cute. It's super easy, but isn't it adorable? And look at that cute little fox. He's just so adorable. And I've stamped him in Calypso Coral, and that coordinates here with some of the florals in the designer series paper. Okay, now the colors we're using are gray, so basic gray, and Smoky Slate. And then we're using the designer series paper, and we're going to bring in some greens for the trees. Gail, yes, isn't that amazing when you can see a stamp set that is used for an occasion that, you know, clearly it wasn't intended for. I think it just opens your eyes to how much possibilities there are with everything. And I have a really cute idea in my brain for how I'm going to use these guys, so tune in on Friday for a Christmas in July card. All right, so this fold, I don't know what it's called. I'm sure it has some kind of fancy name, but we're just going to call it Fancy Fold for today. So what I've got here is a piece of basic gray, and this is our card base, but you'll notice it's not a full normal size. This one is 5.5 wide still, but it's 6 3/8 long. And it's scored still at the same 4 1/4 line you would for a regular card. So we'll go ahead and fold that in. And there you can see that that's going to create our fun fold. Then I've got a piece of, because the inside is visible from the front of the card, I want to make sure that it is really decked out, and we're going to show that some extra love. So we're going to layer in there a piece of Smoky Slate, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And let me just see if this is going to work. I was filming some videos last night, and of course every adhesive I picked up, oh good, it was empty or had run out or wasn't cooperating. So needless to say, I'm very happy that my multi-purpose glue just worked on the first try. Okay. So there is our Smoky Slate, and then we're going to go ahead and attach a piece of basic white layer, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. So that's going to go in here. All right, so I'm just going to scroll my screen down, see the comments. Okay, there's our card front. You can see it's coming together so nicely. Then I'm going to take a piece of the designer series paper, and let me tell you, I wish I would have brought the whole pack in here with me to film this. This designer paper is so cute. It is bright and cheerful, but it can also be made subtle and monochromatic, kind of like I did with my customer card if you saw that post yesterday. So I really like the colors. I love the woodland theme. That piece here that I'm using, let me see what's on the back of this one. See, there's a nice subtle gray tone on the back as well, but I like this one. So this measures 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. So let's go ahead and attach that. And don't worry if you'd like to recreate this card and you're not catching all these measurements, because when I upload it to my YouTube channel later on tonight, I will make sure that in the description has all of the measurements for you guys. It'll also have a list of all of the supplies that I'm using tonight, so it'll make it nice and easy if you want to recreate this card or if you want to purchase any of the products through my online store. Alrighty, so there's our DSP attached on there. Super cute. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard me because I've said it a million times already, but these dies here, these are the stylish shapes. So it's these guys here. You get 15 dies. They're $41. They are my new go-to. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that Stitch So Sweetly and the Hippo dies were my go-tos, and they both retired. And sad as I was, I'm still a little sad, but these guys have been amazing. These have been a good replacement because we've got lots of different shapes, and I love the stitching. So that's my go-to now, or one of them. I have a few. This card here, as you can see, I've used a few of these images, or die cuts. So I've cut out of Smoky Slate. This is the largest square. So I'm just holding it over so you guys can see. That's the largest of the stitch squares. And then I cut another stitch square. See that stitching around the edge? And that one is the one in. So that would be the second largest. I also cut out from these dies again a circle, and this is the third, let me just see if I remember right, the third largest. So 1, 2, yeah, the third largest. Okay, so we've got those 3 cut out, and we're going to assemble them like this. So I'm going to hold my Smoky Slate. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take something here. I'm just going to put my stamp block just to kind of weigh the top card down so it doesn't flop open. And I'm going to put my Smoky Slate on my card where I want it to be situated. Okay, I'm just trying to make it nice and straight. Bev, they are great dies. I love them. They're so versatile. You can use them for so many things. So notice I'm just putting a little bit of designer. I'm looking at the designer series paper. I'm just putting a little bit of, oh, I'm really moving my paper around here too, of multi-purpose glue on the top. And that's because I don't want the glue to go beyond and glue my card shut. That wouldn't be very good. I set up my paper here so nicely before I jumped on live. So it was nice and straight in the camera and everything was in place. I have some post-it notes holding it in place, and here I've gone and made it a muck already. So let me straighten that up for you. All right, so now we have our square in place. Cute, right? And you could decorate this any way you wanted from this point. I mean, you could do limitless possibilities. But what I've chosen to do is, I'm just gonna set that aside. I'm taking my square here, my white square, and using the Happy Forest dies. So these are the ones that bundle with the Happier Than Happy stamp set. I've gone ahead and I did this ahead of time only because I don't like to die cut on my live videos because my desk goes crazy and make you guys all seasick. So what I've done ahead of time is I've taken this tree here and I've die cut 2 of them, one in Old Olive and one in Garden Green. I like the contrast the 2 of them together made. So what I'm going to do is attach using my multi-purpose glue. I'm not going to worry about getting it on every branch. I'm just going to put a little line through the middle. And then I'm going to place that on the farthest left edge without it going too far over. Okay, so just like that. And then I'll take the Garden Green one and do the exact same thing. I'm just going to move it up and over a bit towards the right. So it's kind of giving that effect of a forest, right? Multiple trees in one area. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to take a piece of this beautiful ribbon I showed you in the beginning. This is the Old Olive one, obviously. And I'm going to wrap it around my square and I'm going to use a little bit of tear tape to hold it in place. Now I believe I probably got a little carried away with my strip here. This is like a 12-inch strip. Probably don't need that much. So what I'm going to do is put it along the back and just hold it in place with my tear tape. Whoops. So I don't want it moving around while I'm trying to put it in place on the front. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my block again. The block's coming in very handy today. And we're just going to tie a knot. So a lot of times I do bows, but on this card I felt like the knot was a nicer option. So just tying that. Now the problem sometimes what I don't like about the knots is it's hard to get it wrapped around the first time. Get it nice and tight, but that one's not so bad. Okay, so as I mentioned, I got way too much ribbon here. I didn't need a piece that big, but you can go ahead and trim it off. And I want my tails to be quite small here. Put those aside. I'm sure they'll come in handy somewhere. All right, so there we've got our cute little white square decorated up. Isn't that adorable? Just like that, it's cute. So let's go ahead and attach that with some Stampin' Dimensionals. This guy is going to need probably 5. We don't want any saggy bits on our cardstock once it's attached. Okay, so let's attach those. Okay, and then we're just going to center that on top of the Smoky Slate square. Oh, I just love how this is coming together. This suite, like I told you, it makes me so happy. It's just adorable. All right, now we're going to do some stamping, and I've got a piece of, just a scrap piece of basic white here, and then I've got my die cut circle that I showed you earlier. And we're going to stamp using Calypso Coral for our fox. So where did I put that fox stamp? Here it is. So this cute little guy here. So we're going to stamp him. And just love, I'm going to just stamp him one more time. I think that one might have had a little too much ink. This is a distinctive stamp. So you've probably heard me say before that distinctive stamps work a little bit better with less ink. So if you put too much ink, it fills in all of the detail, and then you don't get quite the dimension and the shading. So you can see a little bit of a difference between the two. It takes a little bit of playing around, but it's well worth it. They're super cute. So we're going to use this top guy. And then on our circle, I'm going to stamp using Basic Gray. And we're going to stamp Happier Than Happy for You. Now this card, that sentiment, could be used for, oh my goodness, so many different things, right? It's one of those cards that you could just make and have in your card stash for any occasion that you're happy for somebody. Okay, there we go. Now, here are the Happy Forest dies again, and this is the fox die. And you can see how beautifully that would line up, right? And we could just run that through our die cut machine, and we would have a beautiful little fox. Now, somewhere on this messy desk of mine, oh my goodness, I have the fox already cut out through the magic of video and being prepared, or so I thought I was. Now I can't find the fox. Well, this is interesting. See, I try and be so organized for you guys, and then this happens. Oh, here he is. I found him. There we go. Okay, so how many of you guys watching do that? You have something, you've seen it, it's right in front of you, but you can't find it for anything. It happens to me more often than I'd like to admit. Okay, back to the fox. We've got them all die cut out, and now we're just going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm just putting a few here on the back. 3, made sure 1 all the time. Oh, Gail, me too. I'm with you. Okay, here's our fox. We're gonna stick that guy down. I want his feet on the ribbon, which kind of reminds me of grass because it's green and it's at his feet. So that's kind of a cool element as well. And then we're going to take our Happier Than Happy for You, and we're going to attach it up here. And it's okay that it's overlapping some of our tree. It just kind of adds to the layering of the card. Now my adhesive, oh, there we go. So we're just going to pop this one on here. Oh, you know what I didn't think about? That was wrong, Denise. See, I'm too busy worrying about the fox I couldn't find. I needed a Stampin' Dimensional back here, not liquid glue, because this is already raised. So I just stuck one in behind there. Quick little fix, no big deal. Okay, so the last thing we want to do is I cut out a second tree, a second shaped tree. So this one right here. Now that one comes out a little bit thicker. So this is what that one looks like. And I've cut it out in Old Olive. And we're going to sit that right here with some mini dimensionals. So I've just got 2 here in behind. You can see that there. We're just going to come in and put that right in the corner. All right, let's put that away before I lose that die. All right, so there's our card. Hi, Bobby. When we're doing team. Yes, Bev, our team meetings, one of us is always looking for something. But it's okay. It's the beauty of it, right? We just get so lost in our creativity, we can't see what's in front of us. Hi, Bobby. You're melting. Yes, it's a hot one today here, isn't it? I think the last time I looked, it was 33 degrees here in Trail. Very, very hot. Even the puppies don't want to be outside playing. Um, yeah, so here we are. There's our Fun Fold card. As I mentioned, I'm sure it has a fancy name, but I don't know what it is. So there we go. Happier. Oh, I forgot my embellishment. I forgot to add a little bling. So what I'm going to use for this one is I'm going to stick with the woodland theme, so nothing sparkly. I'm going to use the classic matte dots. These are another one of my favorites. And they have gray, so gray is going to complement this card really well. So I'm just going to take one of the large ones. If I can come off of here. And try and get that in the center. So I'm using the two P's as kind of the center-ish of the card. And then I'm just going to put one smaller one on either side. Voila! Now our card is complete. So there we have it. There is our Fun Fold with the cute little red fox. And as I mentioned before, be sure to check in on Friday because Christmas in July, I'm going to come up with a card for Christmas using this woodland Happier Than Happy stamp set. Okay, let me flip the camera one last time. Hello, hello. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope that you like that sweet little card. It's super easy. And as I mentioned, on my YouTube upload, when I upload it to YouTube, in the description of the video, I will put the measurements for you. So if you want to create another card like this with this fold, ooh, my goodness, I can't even hold it the right way. There we go. With this fold, the measurements will be in the description, along with all of the supplies that you can purchase through my online store if there's anything that you've added to your wish list. All right, so happy celebration. Remember, please remember, if there's anything you have your heart set on, get that order in as soon as possible. Sadly, those envelope and cards, the pool party and soft sea foam here, these guys are already sold out, so we can no longer get these. I'm very sad. I made some really pretty cards for my team members this year, or this month, using those cards, and they were super pretty and really nice base to build your card on. Anyway, they're gone, they're sold out, so if you've got them, that's awesome, and I can't wait for you to create with them. And yeah, anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to next week being here again live at 5 to share something else really fun with you. All right, everybody, good night, stay cool, and be creative.